Welcome, my friends, and thank you for joining me again on another episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am the Bayou Gold Guy, and today we're going to Texas, going back to Texas for some gold pay dirt. I did not even know they were putting out gold pay dirt from Texas, but apparently they are. So we got us a little bag of it, and it kind of comes with an unusual attachment story to it. So, without further ado, let us turn to the new gold epicenter of South Louisiana, this table, and get right into it. We've had quite a rainy stretch here. Actually, the old station, the gold station, still a bit wet. Hadn't dried out from we had some really heavy rain this morning, last night, yesterday, and then we'll get a break where actually it's rather nice semi-cloudy afternoon, but can't mow. Everything's soaking wet, so I had to put that off. So, but the panning station dried out enough that we could do a little gold here. So let's see. Once again, as usual, X marks the spot. This is, like I said, an unusual situation. I was watching Marty's channel, Golden Paydirt, from 2020, and as you see, the package came in the standard shipping box, wrapped up with some bubble wrap, and it is a 1-pound bag of Cross Creek Paydirt, CCP, which is unusual, which is kind of ironic because their company is in China Springs, Texas, right outside of Waco. So we got the CCP from China Springs in Texas. So I knew Texas has gotten a little bit off track, but damn, no. But so I was watching Marty's channel, and he was doing this pay dirt. So I was, okay, something from Texas, I got to try that. So I went, he had a link at the bottom of his page in the description. So I, clicked on it, came up, went to the site, and this was the only item they offered, was this one bag, $18, and $18 for the bag and $7.90 for postage, for $25.90. But which again, on the bag here, you can see that the postage on it is $8.45. So they didn't even charge me the full postage on this, and it's priority. And it showed it should be delivered by 7:10, and by 7:12, and I received it in on 7:10. I ordered it on the night of the 8th, July 8th, and I had it in my mailbox on the 10th, literally 2 days time. So incredible. Vendetta was my fastest pay dirt I'd received. I ordered from him on a Friday night and had it on Monday. I ordered this one on basically a Monday and received it on a Wednesday. So it was a Monday night and it was here by Wednesday. So yeah, it was incredible. But they sent me, I got a letter from saying thank you for your purchase of the 1-pound unsearched pay dirt. We hope you enjoy. Any questions you have, can be sent to us in an email. Our email address is, and it shows here, crosscreekpaydirt@gmail.com, and their phone number. And then thank you again. And it's got Clint, Deana, and Liam, which is the family that does this. So I sent him a text back saying, thank you, man. I appreciate you, getting it out so quick. And he sends me a text back saying, we're not even sure how your order went through. This is the first bag of dirt we've sold since 2019. They thought that the site, they had shut down the site for over a year, but we honored the sale and shipped your bag. So just that in itself was. So I sent him back a thank you again. So I texted him saying, man, thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate. You could have just refunded me now. And Clint sent me back a pretty long email talking about that they planned on they'd had the website going, but his father became ill. He's a veteran. They didn't want him dying in a veterans hospital, so they took him out. He ended up passing in June of 2019. their mother ended up sick as well, and they ended up passing in July of last year of 20. So they were still hoping to maybe get the site back up, or get back into it, but he's dealing with severe health problems with himself now. So it was all he could probably do just to get this bag made up. He said he had about a 5-gallon bucket of concentrate still that they had that they may try to put some on eBay out and get it going. But I mean, just really it seemed like it was a really very sad situation for them to be in, and really hope for the best for them, for Clint and the whole family. But I was just, like I said, that treasure hunter's scumbag, took a month, and then just in eBay or whatever it was, Etsy or whatever it was, finally refunded my money. But they never even sent an email saying, sorry, we're out of business, we won't do anything. These people went above and beyond to make sure that they honored their order, even though they thought it was shut down for a year. So hopefully they'll be back up on eBay and sometime get through their health issues and be putting out some. But I was just of the fact that it's Texas pay dirt. I did not know. I mean, I figured there was probably some gold somewhere in Texas, but I didn't know that there was any company that was pushing it. So again, Marty came up with a new pay dirt that there's been a couple of them I've seen on his channel since I've been started watching this and doing this, that I've tried. Just from I think Paystreak was the other one, which did not come out so well, but at any rate, I may got a little too much jet dry in that. So, but anyway, like I said, it's it's more. It was a lot more than just I'll get some pay dirt and be done with it. There's a little story to it that's really kind of a heartbreaking and heartwarming, that these people are trying to still do their thing. But so anyway, it's heat sealed, very dusty. So let's my camera's not exactly right here. Let's go ahead and dump this out and see what it looks like. All right. Well, it looks kind of reminiscent of some of that desert sand, some of that Arizona dirt or Nevada dirt. It's very dusty and grainy, so I don't think it really is going to, for this little amount, we're not going to worry about classifying it down. We're just going to do it all natural because there's nothing big in it. And just have us a look here and see what Mr. Clint. Hey, what are you doing, big? Hold on. All right, I had a giant brown lab that was trying to disrupt the video here. He's a big friendly guy. My neighbors. Yeah, so you can see that is some really muddy, dirty water coming out of there. A lot of organic stuff in there. And then there's a look at the clean dirt. It's like I said, it's a bunch of little tiny fine gravels. I didn't get the specifics on this, the page didn't say anything about it, but just from talking to him, I guess they got this from somewhere near where they are there's some black sand showing up in there. Like I said, they're just a little bit south of Waco, which is just about an hour south of Dallas, in the center of Texas. But look, you can see that black, serious black showing up right there on that corner. But yeah, that is some tiny gravels there. Gonna have to now here. I think my tripod's oriented a different way. That's why I'm not getting the usual position that I like here. But at any rate, so yeah, I mean, I thought whenever I'd gotten the order, I was figuring they were probably down in the hill country, you know, south of San Antonio, out near Kerrville, or you know, somewhere out there in the rough country. But I didn't think about them being up in the center of Texas there. But there's some. I mean, the Brazos runs through the middle up there, which is a river that carries a lot of stuff down through it, I'm sure, into Texas. I mean, just like here in Louisiana, I haven't seen bedrock in 15 years because I live down here and I'm surrounded by a swamp. But there's a lot of gravels and materials that have been transported down here into Louisiana over the eons, since everything runs down here. And I know that there's places like they get a lot of agates out of going towards like Baton Rouge, kind of on the western side of the southwestern side of the states, in one of the places. But the gravel banks are where you look for stuff down here, apparently a little farther north, where you're not in the actual swamp, because that's what all this is for pretty much 100 miles around, is extensions of the marshlands and the swamps. But surprising amount of black that's showing up there, and there's some gold. I saw a little flash of some gold there. It says it's a little $18 bag, so I wasn't expecting too much from it. It was just a novelty of, like I said, having some gold from Texas. And this is, like I said, this came with no gold guarantee, just simply that there was gold in it and that it was rich unsearched pay dirt. But yeah, there is a nice pocket of the black sands forming there and you can see right there where it's showing through. So, but yeah, it does. It kind of has that lynch mining look to it as well, for their dirt is. But it's nice, and nothing big in it. No big filler rocks. It's all just panning material. So that in itself is pretty cool. Like I said, you can just see this stuff. The floating on the top is just full of organics. Hold on there a second. Let me resituate here. A lot of black showing there. All right, well, I think we're down to where we need to be. So I know just a little bit, I guess, to the west of where they are is Glen Rose, Texas, where the dinosaur park is, and the Paluxy River runs through that. It's where they found all the dinosaur prints in the riverbed that stunned the paleontological world back, whatever it was, 60 years ago or so, something like that. And I've been down there. It's incredible. I was down there at a drought time in the summer, and the Paluxy River, I was outside of the park actually. The Paluxy River was down to where it was basically just a trickle from a river that's, normally 15, 20 feet across, a few feet deep. But you could see there was a path that ran for 100 feet solid of a dinosaur footprints cutting out, and they led right into a 100-foot cliff that's on the edge of the river, where it was a theropod and a sauropod, a two-legged dinosaur following a couple of the larger plant-eating sauropods, and you can see the tracks running parallel, crossing over, and they run for like 100 feet like that. Look at that black sand, boy. That's pretty cool. But you could see where the other one was tracking the first one through these mud flats back, 100 million years ago, and they looked like they had just been left in the riverbed. It was, but except for where they just disappeared into a 100-foot rock wall of overbearing that has just taken over 100 million years of deposition, and it was seeing it was awesome. So I know there's a lot of fossil and other types of mineral wealth there in Texas, but like I said, I never thought about the gold. But there we have a nice little train of gold coming out of the black sand there. I'm going to go back through this and pull that black sand when I get done with all this. Gotta have to find the snuffer bottle. All right, let's try this again. Got to have the snuffer bottle. Yeah, that is some truly black sand. All right, let's go a little bit less on this one here, because that was a little bit of a challenge there at the end. But yeah, just look at all that silt that comes out. That's surprising for that little bag to be that loaded. I would say that looks like unsearched material. But whenever I get done with these, some of my pay dirts, I keep in a single jug together, kind of like a general, and then I've got like my Miners Depots and my Golden Bay and Gold Nugget Sales, any of the bigger bags I've done that had enough dirt to start their own, that I was probably going to be doing more of their dirt and wanted to keep separate anyway. But when I dry this stuff out, I'll take all of this that's in here and pour it off into another pan and then let it settle where it's all fallen, the water clears, and then I'll pour off that water and put all of that material back in, so it keeps all the silt, all the organics, everything that still clings to it stays in with my pay dirt. So when the time comes and if I decide to start producing some Bayou Gold Guy dirt bags, I'll have a good variety of really what you could almost consider to be unsearched, because it's also going to have any black sands in it. Of course, they're not going to be processed. There's never any chemicals or anything that I'll ever be using on any of this stuff. That I've just seen them do it. I mean, even when you've got a big pile of it and you try to get it, you end up with a lot of work and a little tiny speck of gold out of it. I mean, it's more, again, for like people that just want to go through do the whole experience of not letting a single bit of gold get by you. And I mean, of course, when you do it commercially, it's worth it because you're doing tons of dirt. But if you're doing, even 100 pounds of black sands that I've seen, I mean, maybe not that much, but I mean, big piles of black sands that I'm expecting to see, some real gold come out of it. And then there's this little tiny, not even a half a gram or something. It's like, well, hell, man, that wasn't worth it. So yeah, anything that I'd ever have will always still have the micro stuff in it. But when it comes down to the gold dust, the flour gold, that I've pretty much picked out clean on all of mine, and I always go back through them at least twice, especially the tougher ones, the bigger bags, to make sure that I got everything. That's the mantra here: no gold left behind. All gold is precious. Looks like that one's taken care of there too. So that's another little, a nice another little snuffer bottle. And this, like I said, this little $18 bag is really surprising me already for what I've seen and the way the material's working. If let's see, it's one little micro speck holding on there. But yeah, there's a few of those. It's got some of that. It's not mica, but it's some of those rocks that have that real. See those little. But boy, that gold really sticks to this. I got a well-seasoned pan here, man, and those little flakes grab onto those tiny scratches and really hold the pan once it's exposed. See, that's quite a bit of little flakes and stuff to be picking out through there. So, all right, well, I'm gonna pause this and go through. We'll get to the bottom because I'm gonna do this other one in 2 more separate pans at least, just to make sure I'm since it's got so much of that little bitty pieces that are left in there. Like even there, right there, it looks like I've got one more speck that made it through. So, all right. Of course, I will go back through all that again. So yeah, I mean, for a 1 pound bag of dirt, that's, it's dividing it up into some pans and doing some time. I mean, this is pretty fun. I wish they were actively putting out more. I'm gonna stay in contact with them and see about getting some more. So I'm gonna get this one down, and I'll be back. All right, we're down to the last of this one. Got more black sand to keep shining through. Yeah, I'm just really surprised that there was a pay dirt out of Texas. I think that's cool. I tried to do some more research and looked up, and nothing came up too quick on that I wasn't going to have to like really start kind of delving into for Texas gold. But there's some information out there on it, and apparently it is a thing. But this is the only Texas gold pay dirt that I was able to locate. My birds are quiet today. The rains washed out all the seed and the bread, and I think they're out scrounging, out foraging, because normally they're raising all kinds of havoc in the background. But look at all that gold showing up there, man. That's that is really surprising. Just go ahead and I've got those little pieces right there along the edge of that sand, and these across here, and then I'll clean it out because, man, it is holding some gold in that sand. That is wild. I wasn't expecting that from this little pay dirt. If they hadn't had the family the family tragedies that they've been dealing with, and like I said, Clint himself is dealing with some very serious health issues. Look, I don't know if you can pick that up, but there is some very, very fine gold dust there in that little stretch that's coming out of this. And then it's a little bit bigger micro flakes on that, but I mean, some of that was just like, it just was dust. You could hardly even see it. I swear, that's a, I don't know, I can't have any idea how much gold we're going to end up out of this, but from what I've already seen, I think we've already got our money's worth for $18. And I know I'm sure I've gotten my my value for fun. Actually, whenever I go back, when I pan back through these tailings, I'm expecting that I'll probably find some of that flour gold left from when I was the first pan I did on this one. I wasn't expecting that I might have anything like that. I was washing. I was pretty easy on it, but still, if you can carry some of that out along the edges there, I'll be looking closely into it when I repan it. But yeah, when the last message I'd sent him, and he was explaining this to me, and he said he was like, was planning on going out and doing some fishing with his grandkids. And he was going to subscribe to my channel and check out some of my videos. And I was like, well, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. That's a good thing to be doing when you're fighting for your health. If you've got the incentive of those grandkids to take out there and go fishing and to instill some of those outdoor values into them these days, man. That's some of the best, most healing stuff that you can have as far as keeping a positive attitude and having an incentive and something that keeping you moving forward. Lake Whitney's there near Waco, and that's a nice big, it's part of the Brazos River system, and dammed up, and it's known for having excuse me, years ago they'd started a program of putting striped bass in there, and in that lake they grew to be 40 and 50 pound stripers. So people go out there for the trophy striper fishing. And I've gone down there chasing them. The biggest I ever caught was probably about a 15-pounder, I guess. Nothing. I mean, a third of the size of the monsters that they pull out of there. But I mean, hell, when you're fighting a striper that's 6 or 7 pounds, like I catch a bunch of those at the spillways at some of the Texas lakes I used to fish, and especially out at Possum Kingdom. But you hook onto a 7 or 8 pound striper, 9 pound striper, you'd be fighting that son of a bitch for 30 minutes on the Shimano bassing rig, because they'd strip out that line. You fight it back in, they strip it back out. And really exciting fishing with those things. They say that spoiled more bass fishermen than any other fish were those stripers. Once you've been out there after bass fight for a few seconds, and then they're, as a rule, they're pretty much in, and unless you got one of those really giant record size bass, but yeah, like I said, you get a little 6 pound striper, you're fighting for 10 or 15 minutes on your bass rig. It's it's ruined some bass fishermen. Turned them into striper fishermen. But yeah, it's a beautiful part of the state, and I could see there being some gold out there washed out, and a lot of geological activity. That's or geological strata, I should say. I guess it's exposed there. So all right, well, I think that's I'm not seeing anything. Well, no. All right, I'm gonna pause this because I'm gonna still be picking through this for a little while. Well, alrighty, we got it down to the end. There was some little again some fine dust that was on the edge of that black sand. You could tap out, and you'd have these little tiny particles that would pop out. So that was but yeah, look at all that black sand in this for that little bag of pay dirt. That's just not normally what you see in this stuff. I guess I shouldn't say it because like on my lynch, if I hadn't taken out the metallics, I mean the magnetics, all the black sand on that lynch bag, which was a good, it said 15% of it was black, but I'd say it was close to like 25% of it for the volume in the bag. It was a ton of it, and that would have made it more difficult too, for sure. It still had a lot of hematite even after the magnetite was out, but yeah, this stuff though I just wasn't expecting that. Get it to walk it over there for us. There we go. Do a little side step, a little Texas two-step to the side there. And that is I mean it's some pretty fine gold, but still that's a nice little look of gold there. And there's some little chunks in there. It looks like my camera light is on, but it's not. I think it's just this afternoon light. So all right, well, there we have the reveal. It's gonna take some cleaning out to get this stuff out, so I'll be back with some clean gold. All right. Jeez, this has been about 30 minutes I've been working to get that bit of gold there clean from the black sand. As you can see there, I mean, there may be a grain or two left in there, but that's about 15 snuffer bottle dumps to get that shit cleaned out of there. So now I'm going to go back through my tailings and see if I missed anything. But like I said, it's a pretty little pile of Texas gold there. It's I'm going to get it in the pan and see if there's anything else to join it. I'll be back. All right, we've got us a little pan of some dried gold here. It has taken me, it's probably been an hour since I paused it and went through my tailings, and I actually had excuse me, about, I don't know, 10 little microflakes, and then one little I mean, it still was weightless, but it was a little piece that had gotten by more than usually would get by on me on a small bag of dirt. The most I've ever gotten that I've missed was on that Vendetta with those tiny gold dust that I went back and recovered, and it was weightless, but it still made a nice little pile. But I expected that, but this I was not expecting to find as much as I did, even though it was weightless too. It's still okay. Let's get our scale set here. It's changing around. I don't know what, it keeps jumping. All right, this should be 026. It's 026. All right, let's zero that out and see what we got from Texas. Wait a second here. All right. let's look at that. 0.17. Let's give it a little, make sure we're centered on the scale where we're supposed to be, because it makes a difference. It needs to be in the middle of the scale. All right, that's, I'll see, we're at 0.24. That's not accurate. Damn it. All right, hold on. Let's try this one more time. See, minus 24 is 2/10 lower, 200ths of a tenth lower than it should be, and the paper there is showing 3 higher. So see, that's not registering right. I'm gonna go out and get a new battery for this and see if that makes a difference. Like I said, it shouldn't. I haven't used it enough to burn up a new battery in it, but this paper always weighs 0.26. Right there, it's showing 0.26. And it's holding at -26. So zeroed. All right, let's try this one more time. Keep it in our center. That's what we came up with the first time. All right, well, we're going to count that down with 3, 2, 1, and that is our official weight, 0.17 on our, man, this thing's getting tough, on our Cross Creek Mining Gold. And you can see it's some pretty fine stuff to recover. I have to say, it was really fun and challenging. That black sand was really something to get through. Like I said, if I'd a little fuzz off of there, if I'd have taken it out, it would have been it would have made it a bit simpler, but a nice little challenge. So let's just let me add some numbers up and just see what we have from it, and I'll be right back. Well, all right, we're back with our little lovely pile of gold here. And again, I mean, the camera's got it zoomed in, but it's some tiny fine stuff there that was really challenging to get out, and that dirt, it was really fun. So we got 0.17 grams on this, and came out to $9.83 worth of gold. I paid $18 for the gold for the bag, and $7.90 was postage, but I don't count postage on ROIs. Like you said before, it's just cost of doing business. So on the day I bought this, gold was going for $1,798.92 an ounce, $57.84 a gram. So that gives me a 55% ROI on this little bag of gold from Texas, which I'm okay with. I wasn't expecting to. I don't remember. Like I said, I saw this on Golden Paydirt Reviews with Marty, and I think he got something comparable to this, like maybe in 50 or 60, in the 50 or 60s at the most. But that's not why we got it. We got it for the fact that it was from Texas. And again, these people were really good to send this out to me at all. They could have just as easily sent the refund back and said we're not dealing with it. And then much less still communicate with me more about the situation. And like I said, it's a really tough situation Mr. Clint's in with his health, and dealing with the family stuff for the last 2 years. You know, it's pretty tough. So hopefully they will be putting a little something else out on eBay for what they had left. You know, it was a fun pay dirt. I'd recommend getting a little bag of it. I'd maybe get a couple of them for the postage on it. It's a novelty. I mean, it's Texas gold, so that's what this was about, and that's what. So at any rate, that's our return to Texas gold, and like I said, I was happy with it. It's we weren't expecting a big pile. We didn't get a big pile. So, but we got some pretty little gold. It'll add to the hoard, and we'll build on it from there. So. That pretty much wraps this up. My best wishes, Mr. Clint, if you're watching. I'll send you a copy of this on the email. Hopefully you'll get a chance to see it and think we did you okay. I really enjoyed it. And again, thank you so much for sending it to me. I really appreciate it. And my best wishes and best of luck with you and your family. So for everyone else, I would say thank you so much for subscribing, the comments. If you enjoy this, please give me a like. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. If you think I might have earned a subscription off of this one, it's a fun thing to do. I'm really enjoying doing this, and I'm enjoying trying to grow a channel. So, Bayou Gold Guy here saying thank you once again, and have a great evening. And I'll see you on the next round. Peace out. The eyes of Texas are upon you.